Hello, good morning everybody on this Tuesday morning. This is in continuation of my previous video on the ancient steps of the Moula Ali, that is Moula Ali Hill, where the Dargah of Hazrat Ali is located on the top. Now in part 1 we have found this third way of climbing the hill, other two being the recent ramp and another one is steps constructed during the Asaf Jahi time. And we already discussed about the method of the steps here. Here the steps have been carved into the rock face itself, and steps were carved only whenever there is a little bit of incline. Otherwise they just left it to the nature for people to find their way upstairs. Now this is the part where they chose to carve the steps into the rock face, and I presume even horses can negotiate these steps. Yeah, that's it. Up to here they have carved the steps, and from here incline is not much, so they have left it just like that. And we can see the first command on the hill shrine, and we'll talk about this command in a moment. And this is the view of the city from this point. This is the close-up view of some more rocks that have been carved by nature and left here by the nature without any human intervention as such. Look at the structure, look at the texture that is formed by the work of the wind and water. It must have taken millions of years for these rocks to be formed here and to remain in the stage where we are seeing them. There are scores of such rocks on this hill, and we will explore more as we go. They are of various sizes. Some of them have been cut, some are there in their natural state. I guess this has been dressed for some purpose, and maybe this one too. All these three rocks have been cut for two sizes. Probably this may be a natural rock, untouched by human beings and their tools. See the structure, texture. This sort of monolithic rock hills are very rare, and there are two in Telangana, one in here and another at Gadkesar. Gadkesar one we can see while traveling on a train towards Varangal. The stone has been partly dressed and abandoned its in between. These are the remains of some old structure that has completely disappeared by leaving a few traces of it. And you can see here the construction material used by them. This is the dressed rock, and there is earth in between as a binding agent. Even though rock has been cut, it is not dressed like a brick. That has been done in the case of the OU Arts College. They just used the rough hewn stones traces of a building can be seen. All its walls, roof, everything is gone. Only a few rough hewn rocks can be seen. This is from where the 20th century steps that have been built during the Asaf Jahi rule can be seen, and they start from here and gradually they come like this, and now you can see the first command. After reaching the midpoint, we can continue to see those ancient steps. You are seeing this first command. It has been restored to its former glory in recent times by some NGO belonging to the Muslim NRIs. It has 2 floors, you can see, balcony there, and there are 2 small minars, and there are kalashas on top of them. They have painted it beautifully and put gold edged paint to enhance its beauty. And in order to protect it from the vandals, they have created, they erected this iron grills. They may look ugly, but it's a necessity. Otherwise, vandals cannot be stopped. Probably there may be a staircase inside, or it may not be there, so that one can reach the top of the. Come on. See any staircase here? Probably it must have been lost to the time. Probably we should have it for maintenance purpose. Grave. All the inscriptions have been lost to wind and rain. Probably these are the places where the devotees whose wishes have been fulfilled come here, cook the food and distribute it among the people. It's a building still intact, but not much use is being made of this. Maybe it is being used as sort of godown. Building that has been put for residential purposes. Here we have the first command. This is the start of the second phase of the modern steps. There are 200-300 of these are there. And midway of these steps, we will find another set of ancient stairs. Probably these 20th century steps have covered some of these ancient steps. They are putting whitewash on the parapet wall. Some more rocks and vegetation. They are painting the edges of the steps and parapet wall. The view of the city. That one is Kadme Rasul in the far. Ancient steps. Here is the normal staircase. Here these are the ancient steps which have been carved into the see remains of our steps after a long gap.